while back, I was looking for a quick tutorial on how to get a natural brown hair on YouTube. However, every guide I found was either using a whole bunch of different color ranges I didn't necessarily have access to, or was kind of convoluted and over complex for what I'm trying to accomplish. So I did some experimenting and I came across my own formulation for brown hair that's quick, easy, and gets a real natural, nice mid chestnut brown hair tone that I think you might find useful. We're going to start out with a nice even layer of Mornfang brown. This is going to be the darkest part of our hair, our lowlights basically, maybe with a little bit of shading to them to make them a little bit darker. But for the most part, this is as dark as the hair is going to be. If you already have some of the skin painted, just be careful when you do the hair. But otherwise, you just want to make sure every strand of hair gets this color on it. And just want a nice, smooth, even coat to start with. Once that's dry, we're just going to follow up with a layer of scrag brown. This brown is going to serve as our mid-tone color, so we want to make sure we get all the ends, all the strands of hair that sticks out, but when we do the majority of his mop top up there, we don't want to go all the way back to the roots of his hair. We want to make sure that Mornfang brown shines through it. To be honest, I had camera issues at this step and didn't get a lot of good shots. But the instructions ring true. Cover the Mornfang brown with this lighter scrag brown color. Don't go all the way back to the roots. Leave some low light so you get some two-tone brown in your hair. And when you're done, it should look something like this. And once that is dry, we're going to follow up with a little bit of Karak stone. This is going to serve as our highlight. This is going to be our lightest color brown. And we want to just make sure we have it at the tips of his hair, the edges, or any part that really would catch the light. This might appear to be too bright of a tone at first, but we're going to use a wash later to blend these three browns together into a more natural look. Take your time in this section. This should be the longest step. You want to make sure you have the right consistency with your paint. You don't want it too thick because that's going to look terrible. You don't want it too thin because it's going to turn watery and it's going to bleed into your low lights. You want to make sure those lower tone browns still shine through. Once that dries, we're actually going to follow up with an all-over layer of Agrex Earthshade. This wash is actually going to help deepen the lowlights, but more importantly, it's going to blend those three browns together so they look a lot more natural. The Karak stone in particular is a pretty light color, and so you really need this wash on top of everything to make it blend together into a realistic brown tone. My guess is most of you only have experiences using a wash after a base color to add lowlights, but using a wash to blend colors like this is a very powerful technique to have in your toolkit. Once that's dry, you should end up with something like this, a really rich mid-tone brown color with a few different tones into it to make it look more natural than if you just did, say, a contrast color. And when the rest of the model is painted, it should all really pop and come together. So this is what the model looks like completed. I know this is a quick tutorial with just the brown hair, but I thought it might be worthwhile to see what it looks like as it all comes together. Plus, to be honest, I thought it came out pretty great and I kind of want to show it off. As always, if you made it this far, thanks for watching.